versus, of all people, all the time, Alabama. It's always Alabama. And about third quarter, the doctor comes in, who's a friend of ours, and he says, it's time. I said, are you serious? He says, yes, it's time. 30 minutes later, my life changed. It changed forever. I was 40 when I had my first and only child. I'll say that again. I was 40. Why? My wife and I had both waited so long because I was in graduate school and she was in graduate school. We had both put it off. We had got caught up in the everyday grinds of life. We had got caught up in succeeding. We had got caught up in career. We had got caught up in promotions. And on December the 1st, 2012, all that came to kind of a screeching halt for me. When she was born, the doctor says, hand her to her dad. And so outside of the doctor, I like to tell people I was the first person to hold her in the whole world. And as we walked her down to the nursery and she was cleaned up, I looked at her. And it was instant. And those of you who have kids, you know this. It is an instant, natural, visceral connection that you have with your child. That was not me. It had never been me. I was the jerk on the plane who, if you got on the plane and you had a child, I'd ask to be moved. I was that person. I was the person up until that point who, if I had a kid, so be it. If I did not have a kid, I was okay with that as well. Why? Because I was so caught up in my everyday career. I come from a very humble place. And it was always hammered in me is to overcome your situation and your circumstances, you gotta work hard. And you gotta work harder than other people and know life is not fair. And I knew that, and I understood that. But as a result of that being hammered in my head, it robbed me of some things as well. It robbed me of the natural ability to enjoy life. It robbed me of the ability to see the world in the way of a 5-year-old sees the world. So when she got old enough that she could look at me, she could recognize me, that's when the reality set in. We were charged, my wife and I were charged with raising this person. And guess what, guys? They don't send those kids home with a manual. No. I'm really being serious. I thought they would give you a book. They talk to you a little bit. They said, you owe us $1,600 and take your kid. So we were charged with 2 career-oriented people. Both of us very educated in one sense, but very naive and dumb in another sense. So we were charged with looking at this young person, this blank slate. And I want you to think about this. And knowing to a great degree that whatever became of her, we would have a huge influence in what that would be. And that struck me like lightning. I'm going to say that again. To a great degree, what she becomes is on me and my wife. So what's the thing that I said I wanted to do? Number one, I wanted to give her a good education. It will long outlive any amount of materialistic wealth or money that I leave in the bank or a house or 2 that we leave to her. Education will outlive everything. So we have said we will give her an education. We will give her a debt-free education as well. She will go through college and she will come out with no debt. That is our gift to her. And she will get that if she wants it. Number 2 is to put some good moral values in her. To teach her what we believe to be right and wrong. But at the same time, as I started looking at my daughter and as she started to grow, I started to think about life in my own sense of who I was. And she simplified it for me. I like to say she slowed it down for me. I like to think about life as this, because I look at my 5.5, soon to be 6-year-old, and I know that there's going to come a day that she's going to leave our home. She's going to go to college. There's a natural process of that. And as I start thinking about these things, I, as a father, I'm not rushing that. I'm going to say this again. I am not rushing that. I am enjoying the journey of what? her making me do silly things, her on the floor crawling or talking silly, or her teaching me a dance and me looking like a complete idiot. I'm enjoying that. And as a result of that, I started to think about life in itself. See, we have been taught and we have been robbed that life is this journey. Life is this great pilgrimage that ends with this glorious end. That's not correct. I'm going to say this again. Life is not a journey. And if we are looking at life as a journey, where are we going? I want to say that again. Where are we going? And what's the end? We work all our lives. We do the right things. We save money. We save for retirement. And then we retire to do what? Some of us will work to the point that we will be frail in body and mind. I know you say it won't be me, but I just got a text this morning from the news outlet that said a recent retired Sandra Day O'Connor, she just retired, and the reason she retired is because she has early onset of dementia. What is she going to do in her retirement? Most of us will save a lifetime to leave it to our kids to blow in a year if we hadn't taught them right. Now, do not leave here saying that Calvin came here and said, live recklessly, don't save, and spend your child's inheritance. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, let's balance this thing a little more. Life is like a good song. When someone writes a song, or a composer composes a song, the ultimate purpose of the song or the composer is not to get to the end of the song. That's not how they wrote the song. It's a journey. And there's to be enjoyment as we move through the song. As what the kids today would say, or what I used to say, there comes a point when you break it down. Or there's these ups and downs in the song. But the purpose of the song was never the end. If the purpose of the song or the composition was the end, that means the greatest composers would have been people who wrote the fastest or had the quickest sonnets. That's not the purpose of the song. I like to tell people that we play the piano. We do not work the piano. I'm going to say that again. We play the piano. You have never heard anyone say, I work the piano. And the whole purpose of the piano is to enjoy the music and to enjoy it as it goes along. But we have an educational system and a life system now that robs us of all of that. It rushes us to the end. We have children, we put them in an educational system, and it grades them the whole way. I want you to, if you remember nothing else that I tell you today, you remember this. If you remember nothing else, you remember this. Children learn to read up until the 3rd grade. I'm going to say this again. Children learn to read up until the 3rd grade. Everything after the 3rd grade, children are reading to learn. I'm going to say that again. You learn to read up until the 3rd grade. Everything after the 3rd grade, you are learning to what? You're reading to learn. If you are not reading on grade level reading at 3rd grade, the chances of you catching up is severe. We know that. Tests tell us that. Why do I tell you that? Because they make projections for the PRISM system based upon 3rd grade reading proficiencies. Did you know that? Did you know that? They made projections for the PRISM system predicated upon 3rd grade reading projections because we know that that is the marker there. So they're graded all the way through. Those who can read on par, they keep going. Those who can't, we leave them to the side. Then they get to high school. Then you get to college. Then you get to graduate school. And guess what? When you get to graduate school, you made it. Or you get a job. You become an insurance salesman. And guess what? They give you a quota. You meet that quota. And it's coming. It's coming for you. And guess what? You meet the quota and you wake up and you're 45. And guess what? You got a house bigger than you need. Say this again. You got a house bigger than you need. You got space in it that you never go into. You get mad because you got the heat and cool it in the summer and the winter, and no one ever goes upstairs. Ha ha, me. 200,000 square foot house. Why? Because that's what has been told that you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Then you wake up and you have success. Well, I'm a doctor. I'm a PhD. I'm a dean now. And you're supposed to be successful at that point. And you wake up one day and you find yourself as empty as ever. Why? Because you cheated yourself along the way. I'm going to say that again. You have cheated yourself along the way. See, that 5-year-old, she woke me up. That 5-year-old with her purity of life and the way she viewed things, when she says, Daddy, let's go for a walk. She doesn't care if Daddy has a PhD. She doesn't care if Daddy's had a bad day.